All right, so welcome to our November team meeting. I'm excited to see you guys this evening. We're going to talk first I'm going to share with you some of our the great things that happened in our team in October and do some recognition. And then I want to share with you some about the bridal shower that I did over this weekend that really went well. And I want to share with you just how I executed that and the things that really helped make that a success. So let me get this over here and then share my screen. Get that off of there. Get off. I don't know why that's not off of there. Okay, can you guys see that? Okay. All right, so I want to start out with our monthly top 20. So congratulations, Julie is on the call here. So congratulations to Julie for being our #1 in the month of October. Mandy had 5,415. Amanda had 4,408. Christy, who I know is on here, had 4,148. Christy Crum had 4,105. Tammy had 4,041. Bonnie, did I see Bonnie on here? Oh, maybe I saw Bonnie on here. 3,527. Tracy had 3,003. Amanda Young had 2,665. Courtney had 2,332. Tammy had 2,225. Lisa had 1,983. Carrie had 1,889. Margie had 1,788. Rhonda had 1,711. Kaylin had 1,658. Kelsey had 1,614. Anne, who I know is on here, had 1,431. And Michelle, I think is on here, had 1,412. So congratulations to all of you that had were in the top 20 from last month. So great job to you all. So last month we ended up with 86,000 in team sales and 7 team recruits. And Mandy is just now joining us. So I may have to retoot her horn once I see her on here. Mandy, we just got done sharing that you had you were in the top 20. So way to go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so I want to make sure that you guys, all of you know, because I announce them every week, but I just want to make sure you guys know that every Monday night at 7:30 Central Time, there is a training call, okay? And we hear from different leaders in the field. And so it's a great training. It's usually on different topics. I posted the recording from the one yesterday about how to make the holidays a success. So that recording is posted on Team PC Hotshots. But next week, it's going to be a booking blitz to get your December booked. And I'm actually helping lead that call with National Executive Dee Weir. So we're going to be doing that call next Monday night. So be sure to write that on your calendar because booking blitzes are not recorded. So they are the call that is not recorded. So you do have to attend those live, to get the information and the help with the bookings. So be sure that you guys hop on next Monday night. And every Tuesday night, there is a live demo that Pampered Chef sets up. Okay, so like I shared on our team page yesterday, one of my hosts was having a get together with some of her neighbors and stuff because she's doing a virtual party. Her virtual party is already over $1,000 and there's still 4 days left in her party. But she is determined. She is gathering the neighbors and people to watch. They watched the live together tonight because they wanted to get together, and they weren't local to me, so I couldn't go do a cooking show. So that was kind of a compromise of how she could get some people together, still do a virtual party, but also have a cooking demo. So if you have some people that are really interested in that, that's a great alternative to really help them be able to see a cooking demo of some sort every week in your virtual parties. So they do it every Tuesday. All you have to do is share the link in your virtual parties, and that is a way. Statistically, they have watched parties and sales, and people that share the cooking demo links every Tuesday night end up with more sales in their party, because people that go on and watch those cooking demos, you know, you think about people that come to a cooking show, the more people that are there in person see products, the more they order. Okay, they go hand in hand. So they're noticing higher parties from consultants that are sharing those live demos that are happening every week. Okay, so because they do them every Tuesday, if you have a party that week, just be sure that you are posting the link so they know about it. Okay, and you also can post it on your VIP pages. Anyone can go on, and they always offer promo codes and discounts at the end. So these people are, you know, more likely to place orders. Okay, so it's a really great thing that Pampered Chef is doing for us. So be sure to be utilizing that in your parties. So here is some of the stuff that's happening in November. Okay, 60% off any two. Okay, depending on the sales of the party. So that is a great special. You're not going to get other than the double free. That is one that people love. Okay, is the 60% off any item. So that really does help, you know, get the bookings when they know that they can get any one item at 60% off. So they have the 99 meal makers and kitchen essentials, the holiday deals for November only, the free gift with purchase. They have those 3 items. And coming later this month, there is going to be Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales. Okay, so be ready for those announcements. Be ready for what is to come that's going to be happening this next week as we go past Thanksgiving into Black Friday and then Cyber Monday. Now, the Share the Apron was extended until November 15th. That $25 kit, that startup kit, they can get up through tomorrow. Okay, so if you have anyone that's been on the fence or could use a couple extra paychecks before Christmas, there is still time to earn those paychecks. You guys, those of you that have been in the business know that most of all of our paychecks happen before Christmas. Okay, the highest ones. Okay, so them getting on, helping them get a couple of high paychecks before the holidays could really help them. Okay, all right. So here is the spring free-for-all is going on right now. Okay, so November, you can see the levels right there. I posted this, I think it was yesterday, that you want to have at least 2,000 in sales, because the product that's going on the cover of the spring catalog is what is on level 2. Okay, so it's going to be the level 2 item, the featured in the catalog. So with 2,000 sales, you're going to earn $360 in products. So when we announce those new products in February, you're going to really, you know, wish that you would have been able to have that 2,000 in sales. So work really hard to get that this month so that you can get that free-for-all level. And then also 1,500 in December, okay, is going to get you an accessory for the featured product, but it also works standalone. Okay, so I don't know what those products are, but I know that our national does, and she said you are going to want to earn them. Okay, so know that the next couple months you're really going to want to push, you know, for your sales to get your commission up. We are still earning trips. We're going to talk a little bit more about that at the end until the end of December. So there is still time. If you are close, if you are still pushing for a trip, there is definitely still time to earn it. And we are in the middle of the Excellence Awards. You have until May 31st to earn your Excellence Awards. All right, so I do want you to think for a second, okay, whether that's grabbing a piece of paper, okay, and jotting down I want you to write down, okay, what your sales goal is for November and what your sales goal is for December. Okay, so I want you to write down what you think that is. Okay, and also, it is really important. Okay, and we'll probably talk some more about this in December too. And I'll probably talk about this more on the booking blitz next Monday night. But just to give you guys a heads up from someone that's been in this business 11 and a half years, booking your January, starting to book it now is really important. Okay, so you're going to want to finish up your November. You're going to want to book as many as you can in December, but you also want to start booking your January. Okay, and the reason being is we will get into December and people get so crazy busy once they get to the holidays. We know what the holidays are like. They're crazy, they're busy. All the parties, all the gatherings, all the plans, all the time, okay? So you're gonna want to have your January, especially the front part there, you're gonna wanna have that booked. Because what will happen is if you don't, and you go into December and people are crazy, busy, and then you get closer to Christmas, people are gonna say, oh, get with me after the beginning of the year. I just can't even think about doing that right now. Okay, and then you're going to get to the beginning of the year and it's January and people are going to say, oh, people are just coming off of the holidays. They don't have money right now. Let me know when the new spring catalog comes out. We'll do one then. Okay, and what happens, then you end up with not very many parties in January and February because you didn't book early enough. Okay, I promise you, I'm telling you, worry about booking your beginning of January. Okay, because you are going to want to have parties. And here's the thing I tell people when they say, well, people are not going to even have any money. Well, a lot of adults get cash. Okay, adults want cash for Christmas. Okay, so maybe they will have extra money. And some of my biggest parties of my whole entire year are in January. Okay, so that is not true that people are not buying because I have huge parties in January. Okay, so I want you to think about your sales goal. Okay, think about it for November, think about it for December, okay? And divide that by what your typical party average is. Okay, what your parties end up, okay? And that's gonna help you know how many parties do I need to have in order to have that, okay? And then add some, okay? Because what you think you need, you probably need more. Okay, so I want you to think about the next few months. It is not too early to be thinking about January. Okay, and I'll probably be talking, like I said, about that on next Monday night. All right, so I want to celebrate those people that had $1,000 parties. Okay, look at all of these people because when you work and have these high parties, okay, you're going to have higher sales months. So notice these people here, a lot of them were in that top 20. Okay, because they were having the higher parties. Okay, so working on your sales average, okay, is a great thing because that's going to mean the more you can make per party, okay, smarter, not harder, okay, is what I always say. All right, so I want to celebrate some of the people that have earned trips already. Okay, Christy Steed, she has earned Punta Cana with over 100,000 in points. Okay, so congratulations to Christy because she is already there. She earned it. Amanda Melton has earned Boston. Julie Kelly, who I know is on the call, she has earned Boston as well. I have earned Boston. Mandy, you are stinking close, girl. Real close, okay, to earning that trip to Boston. And so is Christy Crum. So it is not too late. If you are close to earning these trips, keep pushing because there is still time, okay, to earn them. All right. Let's talk. We're going to talk now about wedding showers. Okay, who has had, raise your hand if you have had, or comment if you have had a wedding shower party, whether it be virtual, online, or whether it be in person. Holly has. Has anyone else? Jojo, you have? Okay. Holly, was yours in person or online?
It was online.
Online. Okay, Jojo, was yours in person or online?
It was online.
Okay. Has anyone else had one? Okay, Anne said she had a virtual wedding shower. Okay, Lisa, I was wondering, I was like, Yaney. I was like, I don't know who Yaney is. Okay, it's Lisa. Thanks for clarifying. Okay, so Mandy, you've had a few online. Okay, so back before COVID, I had done several. Okay, so I had done several in person. I preferred doing them in person. And then, you know, COVID happened and I didn't do anything live for a long time. So then I did a couple that were online. But I will tell you, my greatest, most successful ones have been in person. So same kind of thing, you know, with cooking shows, a lot of times seeing the products and things really helps people shop. But having a bride have one in person where the person that is hosting for them puts on the invite, don't bring a gift, we're going to be ordering off of her registry. Okay, makes a huge difference in them purchasing at this party. Okay, so the first thing that we did is I talked through, you know, okay, what do we want to do for this party? Now, if any of you saw, let me share my screen and I'm going to go in. Those of you that are friends with me on Facebook may have seen the post that I did. I think it was on Sunday that I did it. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, let me share my screen and I'll show you guys. Okay, so here it was. Now, this was at a like boutique type store. And they had a party room off of it. And it was in that party room. So you can see here I had the apron, the wedding shower apron and fabric markers, and people were signing the apron for her. So that was a fun thing. So they had it sitting down here and then they ended up moving it to this table. So you can see this is a room and they do different types of parties here. Okay, so they had it set up at the balloon arch and it was colorful. Over here, they did a charcuterie board, little cookies, and then here is where I did my demonstration. Okay, so when I talked with the person, she's a bridesmaid. Now she had her own bridal shower 12 years ago. So her aunts had thrown one for her. So she knew how successful they could be. And she had a ton of Paper Chef products that she earned from this party. And so she knew that she really wanted to do this for her friend. Okay, so she contacted me. Someone referred her to me because she was looking for a Paper Chef consultant. She reached out and I said, you know, I would be happy to do one. Okay, so I only made cheesy bruschetta dip. Okay, I knew that they were having the charcuterie board and the cheeses and stuff. So I wanted to do this dip, and I think that is the most delicious dip ever. So I wanted to make that for them. Okay, and I'll share a little bit about how that is done in a minute. Okay, now if you go on to, hold on, let me go on Paper Chef's website here. And I want to show you where I went because honestly, I did not, a lot of things have changed when it comes to the wedding showers and how they're set up online and then when I did them a few years ago. So I really had to look at this process and what to do. Okay. So if you guys go to Explore and you go over under parties here. Okay, so parties right here, it has all the different parties. Right here, wedding showers and registry. Okay, so it goes through what your host can get, what your guests can get, what you earn, planning a wedding shower. Okay, so all of this stuff is written out for you. Okay, now I sent the wedding shower planner. I also sent the registry checklist. The friend of the bride, who is the host, sent out the digital invitation. Okay, she sent an invitation for it. Now, here is how the registry how-tos, how to set it up, how to create it. So it walks through exactly where to go, what to click on, enter in the occasion, how to set it up, and then it also teaches you how to connect a registry to a party. Okay, so all of that is written out here as well. So I had all of this set up with Jessica on how to do it. I sent her, just to show you kind of guys, the conversation that happened. She just ordered today for the bride, so I should have it up here pretty close. Okay, so just to kind of show you what the process looked like with her as far as sending her the links and the information. Let me find the top here. And I'll kind of show you what I sent her. Okay, so she reached out, mentioned I was Paper Chef consultant. Okay, yes, I'd love to do bridal shows. Okay, excellent. Let me know what the next steps are. Told me where she was. Okay, sounds good. What do I need to do to officially book it? Okay. So I just kind of explained how this works for the bride, put you on my calendar. So Stash was the name of the place where we had her bridal shower out. Okay, so told her that it's works. Okay, so here is I threw out, you know, some different options that I could do, like a Mexican dip or a cheesy bruschetta dip, turtle skillet cake. However, you'll see they did not have an oven or a microwave at this place. Okay, so I sent this just little picture here. Okay, so there was that. And then, oh, takes me out of where I was. Okay, and then, so this is where she registers. Okay, so first thing I did, I needed the bride's information. Okay, so she sent me all the bride's information. She was printing invites. Okay, so I got her, here is the link for the party. Okay, then I sent her the link for the registry. Okay, so she had the registry link. When she sent this link to the bride for the registry, the bride could start adding things to the registry. Okay, I sent her the registry checklist of the things. Okay, so she said, I see her name under the registry link from the party. Okay, but she didn't see anything there. And I said, okay, once she starts adding stuff, once the bride started adding products, then stuff started actually adding, showing on the registry. Okay, so here is the link to have her add the items. Okay, so I sent her that. See, this is where she said I can't click on her name. I said, okay, well, that's because she needs to add item stuff before we can see anything. Okay, so no microwave available. Okay, so they ended up finding a microwave for me. Okay. And the microwave, if you see in this picture, I think it was this other picture. See it right there? We set it on this shelf and plugged it in back over here. Okay. So it was not very big, but the rock crock fit in it. Okay. So that is what I was able to use there. Okay. So, so sent her all of those messages. Okay. And then she sent me, you know, information about where the party, you know, make sure I had the address and everything. Okay. So when I got there, I also, I have a picture. I mean, I have this laying here on my desk that I can show you guys, but you guys can see it right here in this picture. So I had the link written out for where they order. Okay. And I should have done the number one, more like a number one, because it was on 1111 and it looked like 4 L's. So I told them, you know, the party's 1111. So that's actually ones, not L's. Okay. So what you do is they go on this link, they click on registry. It's right underneath. As soon as they pull up this link, it has her name and then it says click on registry. And then you just pick the items that you want to add to the cart. So I had to explain to them that if they wanted something themselves, they had to place 2 different orders. Okay, so that was important. So, and most of them did. Okay, most of them placed 2 orders. They wanted products. After I went through this demonstration, they absolutely wanted, you know, their own stuff. Okay, I sold some air fryers. I'd sold some pots and pans. They bought pots and pans for her. Okay, so they definitely did really good for the bride, but also in ordering. This party is over $2,000. Okay, so well worth my time to go do on a Saturday afternoon for a few hours. Okay, so when I got there, I set up. I have my board there where they could all see it. Okay, so I announced myself and introduced, you know, who I was and how I loved to do these types of parties. And I wish someone would have done this for me when I was getting married. Okay. So one of the things, I'm going to stop share for just a second. One of the things that I had is this is the bride's registry. I made 5 copies of the bride's registry. They were sitting on every table. And I had one and I gave it to the bride. So she had it. It said master list. So because I knew I was going to have people that wanted me to enter the order for them, I knew I was going to have people that were picking out different stuff for her. And I didn't want people going on and accidentally ordering multiple of the same things for her. So I sent around a master list. It said master list at the top and passed it around. When they knew what they were going to get the bride, they initialed by the item. So all of their names were written by the products that they were going to purchase for her. So then it was nice because the bride also had a list of who purchased what. Okay, so she was able to see, and for her thank yous, who got her what off of her registry. Okay, so this ended up being a great way to do this because they passed it around. There was no duplication of ordering. I did do some of the orders, you know, and so it was a good way to do this. Wow, Holly, you had a really, really high one. That is awesome. I'm telling you, these, well, they're going to be sure sales because they're ordering for the bride, but they have to be done in the right way too. Okay. So, so they had this, they all were placing their orders. And then I did do a couple of the orders myself, entered them. Okay. So that worked out well to do it that way. So there's a picture of the bride and groom. They had this little photo op, you know, so I grabbed a picture of that. Okay, so see, here's a few more people signed this. Her grandma wrote a little note for her down there. They also had recipe cards sitting over here where people could write down write down the recipe if they knew, or take the recipe card with them to write it down and mail it to the bride. So she had some recipes. Okay. So this ended up being working really good, really smooth. Everyone was able to order correctly, and it was a great party, and the bride had a great time. Now, cheesy bruschetta dip. If you go on the recipes, or if you just type in cheesy bruschetta dip in the search bar on the Pampered Chef website. So if you just go on here and type in cheesy dip, you're going to see it pull up. Now, it looks like this. Okay, this is a small version of it. I doubled the recipe. Okay, so here it's just mozzarella cheese, cream cheese, mayonnaise, herbes de Provence. I sold several of those bottles because I told them this was a great seasoning that can be added to just a lot of different recipes. It's just kind of a more neutral seasoning, but lots of flavor. And I told them, I said, if you like this dip, then you need to buy some of these herbes de Provence, because the seasoning is what makes the dip. You can definitely taste it in this dip. It's different than other bruschetta dips because of the seasoning. So it's got fresh garlics, cloves in it, pepper. I sold some garlic presses, some manual food processors because of the grape tomatoes. Now, the part that I do not do, I have done it before, but I don't typically do it at my parties, is this part. I don't do the frozen puff pastry sheet and then do the egg white on the top. Okay. So I do toast some bread. Okay. And it is so stinking good like that. Like, we're having a Friendsgiving at our house next Tuesday night, and they want cheesy bruschetta dip. I had a Halloween party for that my friends threw, and I didn't make the cheesy bruschetta dip because they were having taco stuff. And they're like, we don't like to come over here and not eat cheesy bruschetta dip. Okay. So it is a recipe that everyone loves and talks about. So very simple. Now, instead of baking it in the microwave, making it in the oven like it says here at 425, I cook it in the microwave for 7 minutes. I just put it in the rock crock and then stir it up, and I bake my bread at the same time. I just get French bread, cut it into chunks, slice it and cut it into chunks, bake it on a cookie sheet, and I let it cook for the same amount of time that the cheesy bruschetta dip is in the microwave. Pull it out. Now, I didn't have an oven for the wedding shower, so I did crackers. Okay, it's still good with crackers, but the bread is just amazing with it. Okay, so if you are looking for a recipe for the holidays, this is a really good one that people really like. Okay, so stock up on some of that herbes de Provence because it is delicious. So that is about all I wanted to share with you on that. Does anyone have any questions about the wedding shower, how anything is done at all? And guys, when I was setting it up online and linking it and stuff, which it was my fault, I ended up typing in the email wrong, which is why I couldn't get them connected properly. But Pampered Chef tech support, if you are having a glitch and you're like, I can't figure out how to do this part, they are really good at walking through, and they can even go in your screen and say, oh, yep, nope, that's not, here was the problem. So the guy said, hey, let me look at it. I'll contact you back. And he just emailed me and said, hey, I found the problem. There was a letter typed wrong on the email. Okay, well, that was my fault. Okay. And because I couldn't get them linked properly. So if you have any trouble as you're setting up or linking them or anything, Pampered Chef is really good about helping you with that process. Okay. So does anyone have any other questions at all? No. So I'm just going to encourage you to, because people have weddings in the fall, people have weddings in the spring, they have weddings in the summer. Okay. So, but they're not gonna know about this option if you don't tell them about it. Okay, so if you know brides or you know friends that have brides that are getting married, and I even talked to the people at the party and I said, listen, I said, here's how this is going to work. Your bride has made this registry. You get to order off this registry for her. So anything that you order, it's going to be shipped to her. Also, she is the host of this party. So as you guys place your orders, she is also going to be earning free half price items. So if you want to order for yourself, that also really helps her have a more successful party. Okay, so feel free to place an order for you. Christmas is coming up. You know, feel free to, and I had several people that ordered stuff for Christmas. A lady ordered all kinds of stuff for daughter-in-laws, daughters for Christmas. She's like, I've been wondering what to get them. I'm just going to buy them a bunch of seasonings. So she got them several seasonings because she's like, that's something they cook all the time. That's something they will use, you know, so it ended up working great for that. But people don't know about this option if you don't let them know. Okay. If you watch as you see people getting engaged, watch as you see people announcing, you know, that people are, you know, going to be attending a wedding. Okay. Or if you have friends or you're throwing, you know, a shower. This is a great option because people are going to get great products. Like this bride stood up and said, hey, I still have all of my products from 12 years ago. And she said something even happened to a couple of her pans. She's like, and they sent me new ones immediately. So she was living proof of a great successful, and I've had brides that have had cooking sets for 15 years and Paper Chef has sent them a new one. Okay. So it's really great when they're getting good quality knives and cookware because it's something that's going to last them a really long time. Okay. So when you talk about those benefits, it makes it really helpful for people. All right. Well, if you guys don't have any questions at all, any questions, maybe not necessarily about registry stuff, but about anything else that's going on that you have questions about? Okay. So, how do they order from themselves separate from ordering from the bride? So, yes, so it's just through the website link. So they basically go on. Now, when they click on her registry, it pulls up her items. And so they added those to the cart and then they did it that way. And then they just place a separate order. So once hers is submitted, then they went on and they did a separate order for themselves. So I had a few different people contacting their spouses saying, hey, I'm going to get mine in just a minute. I just contacted my spouse and asked if I could order this and this. Okay. So they definitely, and here's the crazy thing, I would say, and like, I know someone bought her air fryer, someone bought some cookware, you know, so some of them did spend more on her, but I will say all in all, they spent more on themselves. So they ended up, most of the orders, what they bought for themselves ended up being higher than what they bought even for the bride. Okay. So, not anything, you know, bad or good or whatever, but that is just how this one in particular turned out, is they were so excited about seeing the products and what they saw in the catalog. They definitely wanted to place their own order. I don't think there was a single person there that didn't place an order for themselves. And they didn't even think twice about paying shipping twice because they ordered so much. Most of them got at least one of those orders for free shipping because most of them, not all, but most of them spent over 150. So on at least one of the orders. Okay. So they for sure got their money's worth. And because they had those three choices of the guest special, the bride, it was great because they're scrapers. I mean, everyone can use multiple scrapers. You can use a few of those simple slicers, you know, so the items that they had, her even having multiples, you know, for some of these guest special items was not a problem because it's something you can have multiples of for sure. So, my rock crock, that one was the Dutch oven. I always use my Dutch oven. I have my everyday pan size, and that's what I told them in the party too. And one of the ladies there bought her daughter who's in college, the rock crock and they were like, she's like, oh, hold up. What? 5 surfaces this thing can cook on? You're telling me it can cook on the stove, in the oven, in the grill, and in the microwave? She cracked me up. I was like, yes, ma'am. She was like, all right, sold right here. I'm getting it for my daughter. She needs this in her life. I was like, all right, deal. So, and that's the thing. And I told them, I said, I could talk about this rock crock forever because I use that rock crock all the stinking time, mostly in the microwave. Mostly in the microwave is where I use it, but it's just great. So I can talk about that thing for 15 solid minutes, just telling about everything that I do with it. So, but I usually tell people, I say, you can make the cheesy bruschetta dip and stuff in the everyday size, but I use the Dutch oven most of the time for sure. Any other questions?
No, I just had a funny story because I just posted a picture of my dinner this tonight using my rock crock Dutch oven and my enameled cast iron Dutch oven, both of them for
Yes,
the dinner tonight.
that's awesome. Did you use it in the microwave on top of the stove? Where'd you use it at?
No, both on the stove.
Oh, on the stove. Yep.
Yeah, because my kid doesn't like the rice in the quick cooker, so I just put that in the rock crock on the stove.
Yep. Yep. Awesome. Yeah, I do. I use the rock crock all the time. All right. Well, if we don't have any other questions, be sure you guys jump on next week, like I said, on the Booking Blitz, and be watching, probably be doing a live about a way to keep track of your November, December, and January bookings. Okay. So I have something I always do this time of year as we are thinking about booking for January, December, and November, if you don't have it booked yet. Okay. So be sure to be watching for that. Miss Julie, who is our winner chicken dinner?
I need a number between 1 and 15.
1 and 15. Let's go 7. It's right in the middle.
That is Christy Shepherd.
Christy, yay! Okay, awesome. All right, Christy, I am writing myself a note. You know what is super frustrating? Actually, I don't have it on my desk here. It's my post office, and it's the second time I have mailed gifts and post packets, and they all got sent back to me. And there's not a return to sender. There's nothing other than it returned back in my mailbox. So I'm heading to the post office tomorrow anyways to have a little
That's
talk.
happening. That's happening all over, just
What
so
is
you
going
know.
on? Why? There's
I don't
nothing
know.
on it.
I work for the Department of Ag and I send out licenses all the time and they're always coming back to me. And I'm
Yeah.
having to call them and going, what is your address? Because you must have given me the wrong one. And they're like, no, that's the right one.
It's the
It's
right
happening
size.
everywhere.
Yeah,
We're
and
not-
never had it. Never had. I mean, out of all the packets, I maybe have had 2 over all the years returned. And in the last month, I've had multiple things. And there's nothing that says like something's wrong. You know, sometimes it'll say return to sender, wrong address, reg, nothing on it. And I'm like, why are these back in my mailbox? So I'm going to be
It's
going
bad.
up there tomorrow anyways to have a little talk with the post office. So I'll be putting something in the mail for you. So, all right, guys, we'll finish this month strong. November, guys, I'm getting orders all the time. Okay, so be sure that you put your name out there. Be sure that you are talking about ordering for the holidays. When it comes to the Black Friday sale and Cyber Monday, be sure you guys are advertising for those, okay? Because like I said, people won't know anything about it unless you let them know, okay? So be sure, don't just assume people know stuff is happening. You got to tell them, okay? So be sure that you are advertising for everything. All right, guys, thank you so much for being on here. I appreciate it. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.